Hi, this is Isaac.
This is Anthony. Stephanie's out. She's doing some volunteer stuff, but she'll be back next time. So
I was gonna ask what she was at.
we didn't fire her, just like the Isaac thing.
Yeah.
Which did you see the little fire thing on your video?
Yeah.
Put that over Stephanie's name too. So today we're going to go over kind of the misconceptions behind social media, nutrition. I guess a little bit more. I guess you wouldn't call it fad dieting, would you? Like
I guess
the things that are trending.
Yeah.
Trending on social media.
Yeah, trending topics right now.
Yeah. So a big thing that people have, especially with social media, you see a snapshot of someone's life, you see a snapshot of someone's world, and Eddie and I were talking about this earlier, like that whole social media detox again. And I think all too often, a lot of the people that are watching this, a lot of the people that are watching anything that's on social media, they see kind of the myths behind how people are eating. So you'll see like your favorite, Instagram person, Instagram model or whatever, eating donuts, and they post pictures of pizza every day, and it's kind of like, hey, follow me, get my tips, and this is how you can still eat these things. And that's not it's not a real thing. It's not a real representation of what's actually going on, because there's probably a lot more behind that. Or you can find stock photos of any food and post it as that's your meal, and you can stand next to any food. I'm like, I know right now if I wanted to, I could walk anywhere, and I've got enough people that I know where I could walk into where they're eating and grab their food real quick and go, hey, this is me with my food.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you're absolutely right. It's so easy to just have that fake.
Yeah.
That fake.
Well, think about you guys. Like with stuff that Heather makes, she's probably got stock videos of her making thousands of meals, and you could put that up as, hey, this is what's for dinner tonight, and it's like
and that's basically how it really works.
Yeah.
Like these people are taking they have a photo shoot. That way the pictures are perfect, and then they use it to post throughout the thing. And that's the biggest thing. You're so right. Is like they're posting the pizza, and they're like, follow me, shoot me a message, work with me to see how you can still have abs and eat the pizza. And it's like,
and I was watching. I should come up with his name. Is Pete something, and he was talking about how when he makes vlogs, he'll shoot a vlog over 3 or 4 days and just wear the same clothes, so you don't see an interruption in it. So he'll find stuff today. So he'll own like 3 of the same T-shirts. He'll wear them 3 days in a row. So if he's wearing like something,
or at least just wears the same jeans, clothes. Yeah, just takes it off for the show or puts it on for the show.
Yeah. So this way you have that seamlessness. So if he's out like doing like a photo shoot of like the area, and that's part of his vlog, he'll come back to it in the same clothes and maybe reshoot something or whatever else. So this way, when it's posted, it looks like all of this happened in one day. But you don't see that a lot of times. Like with what we're doing, we do it straight through. Like it'll be like an hour of us sitting here chatting, but it could be 3 hours of us sitting here chatting. Once the chairs are in place, all we got to do is put our butts in the chairs.
Yeah.
So there's nothing that goes on there, and then usually it's seamless enough where you don't really see the breaks. Like sometimes it fades in or out where the breaks would have been, but other times it's just what's happening.
It's pretty like, yeah, exactly. It doesn't look like it.
Yeah, I mean, we've had times where we've run out and gone to the bathroom in the middle of this thing, and like some people will actually tell you, hey, we're gonna take a break, we're gonna come back, and they actually have like a little cut there. But other times it's just right through.
Essentially, it's like it's not what you're seeing on social media. Definitely isn't what it is, because they have a life too.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that it's much deeper than just what you're seeing on the social media and the whole, man, why can't I be like that?
Yeah. And that's where like the instant gratification, the instant feedback, I see this person, they have abs, like Isaac said, they're eating this. Why can't I do that? What's wrong with me? Why were my genetics messed up? Why? And then you get this negative association with looking at those things. But then because of the gratification, you've posted something on there. Now, like I post a picture of my daughter. Isaac likes the picture. Now I open up the fact that I see that little icon there. So I open it up, and then I see this other guy's, abs while he's eating ice cream. And it's like, well, what the hell? Like, I came here to be like happy about the fact that this guy liked the picture of my daughter, and now all of a sudden I'm upset because this person has that going on for them. Or, this guy's, rented a, Lamborghini for the day. But I see him driving a Lambo, and now it's like, oh man, graduated high school with that guy. He's got a Lambo, or he rented it for like an hour. So,
you're very dude. Conor McGregor, like he's the biggest star right now, and like Rolls Royce companies like they'll say, hey, come, we'll let you rent out the Rolls Royce. Like they'll give him the Rolls Royce for the day, and he's stunning in these Lambos and Rolls Royces, and he took a picture of one on the hood of one, and he got in trouble. The company was like, dude, like we let you use it,
not stand on it.
And, not stand on it. Like, but it's his persona. So it's like his whole, like, that's who he is. That's how he sells his fights and stuff. That's how the Instagram models, the fitness fake trainers, you know, or I mean, they probably have a real certification, but it's not anything. So not science. That's true. Even some of them don't really have it.
And that's one thing. I mean, if you're looking
as you've caught it, we've caught red-handed almost.
Yeah. I mean, we've had trainers that have come through here, and they're like, yeah, you know, I've got a big following, so I want to be a trainer. It's like, okay, so what are your certifications? Well, I've got a big following. So what are you qualified to do? I mean, I got a lot of people who ask me about fitness advice. You know, it's like, well, I watched.
Tell me something about metabolism. Your thoughts on, you know.
I watched the Discovery Channel and I saw this thing on open heart surgery. So now I'm an open heart surgeon. Like I'm qualified. I saw it once.
How often does that happen?
Yeah.
With anything.
And that's one thing. Like you guys, you know, we do a lot on, you know, what's going on, and you guys need to actually take that one step further, because you see it doesn't make it true. I mean, what were we talking about? David Blaine pulled the guy's heart out of his chest, or grabbed the guy's heart. I mean, it's on the internet. It's true. It's real.
So funny.
You know, you see like literally half the videos out there, and then you've seen like the one that's floating around now is the two girls. One's doing rows and one's standing on her back doing rows.
Dude, you shared that with me.
Yeah, and I'm like, why? But it catches your attention, and then you think about that skill, because it is a skill to be able to do that. It's stupid, but it's a skill. And when you see that, it's like, I need to train with them, because if they can train to do something like that, I need to be able to do that. No, you need to be able to just get up and run like a mile. You need to be able to get up and open a door without, you know, having to have strain in your system.
Or the term "do it for the gram" comes in, and they just do that to get the likes, you know. And there's more of a following, a page. How many? It might not be you who's like, you know what, that's cool. I'm gonna just follow them.
Yeah.
You know, like, because that's happened to me where I'm going through some cool rehab page, and I like one video, and I'm like, man, I like this page. Boom, follow. Like that. That's all it really is. It's just.
Oh yeah. I mean,
So
it's an easy way to do it.
When we find something, or people who are looking for those abs, or looking to lose the 20, 30, 100 pounds, and they see that whole, like, they see what they want to see, right? It's like, oh, that's right. And when they go to the actual rehab page or the actual nutrition science page that shows this is what it's going to take, they're like, that seems hard. When in reality, is it?
Well, no, and that's actually a big thing, because you see that a lot. Like these trainers will post pictures of their before and their afters, and sometimes, especially like it's client before or after, you have to watch, because if you look at enough of those before and after pictures, some of these online trainers are using stock photos. They're going into Yahoo or Google or whatever, and they find before and after pictures. And I've actually seen on 3 different pages like the same before and after people.
That's so crazy.
I caught a guy who it's funny enough, I got a message from the guy I caught and the professional bodybuilder he used. I had seen this tattoo and it kind of stuck out, and it was a tattoo of like an angel praying on someone's chest, and I had never seen a tattoo like that before except for on one person. And they cropped off the guy's head and they just showed the abs and everything else. And he's like, yeah, this is my client, blah, blah, blah. Well, funny enough, I knew the trainer of that bodybuilder, and I knew that bodybuilder. So I tagged him. I was like, hey, you trained this guy? That's awesome. I didn't know he trained you. I thought this guy trained you. And the picture got deleted. I got a message from him, like, hey, why'd you have to blast me like that? And then I got a message from the bodybuilder, hey, thanks for catching that.
Wow.
So they used...
Dude, that's so bizarre.
Yeah, well, but who's going to notice? It's one of those things.
What's the chance that you notice? Because you're the only person, or the 3 people who could catch that.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. Like I'm horrible at names, but like tattoos I remember. Like I obviously faces I remember, but names I can't tell you your name. I'm sorry, I'm horrible with names. But like when I see something like that, like I'll see tattoos. I'm like, hey, that looks like that person's, or this looks like this, and I can match all that up. Yeah. So as soon as I saw it, I was like, wait a minute, I've seen this before. Over here, yeah. So you have to really watch that stuff, because you'll see, and this is, I mean, it happens a ton. And then the other thing is, before and after pictures don't have to be shot before and then after. A lot of supplement companies for a long time were paying people to get fat after competitions. So they took their competition picture first, and then they paid them to gain weight. So then they had an after picture where they were like heavier, they were 20, 30 pounds. Yeah. Because where the picture is taken, it doesn't matter.
That makes total sense. Yeah. That makes total sense. Because you see, not necessarily commercials, but I guess commercials, but magazine things, and they're claiming that so-and-so lost this much in 6 weeks, 4 weeks, 3 weeks, right? And you're like, we know, you're like, you don't get that lean and that off of one supplement.
Yeah,
you know?
And that's the disclaimer. So results not typical. And you'll see that right here.
Yes.
Asterisk, results not typical.
It's almost on every supplement.
Oh, yeah.
It's on every supplement.
And it's because this person achieved it. And I had the privilege of working with a girl who was, I guess I can, it's been long enough. She was sponsored by Muscle Tech, and she was one of the models for Muscle Tech. And she actually gave me some insight as to, as long as I don't say a name, I'm good, as to what goes on with the photo shoots. Yeah. And they would stretch out the pictures. So they took her, and she was, I think at the time, like 160 pounds when they found her. And then they took her picture, and by the time they were done molding it, she looked like she was closer to 200 pounds. And then in her after pictures, they had photoshopped abs in. And she's like, yeah, this is how I look right now, allegedly. And I'm looking at this girl, and I'm looking at this, and I'm like, she's like, yeah, I'm nowhere near that. But that's the results that she received from...
And that's where the Photoshop comes in.
Yeah.
Marketing is marketing.
Yeah, they don't care what you got to do.
There's a business side behind all that, Like, nowadays, the people are discovering, I guess it started with YouTube, was probably the first one. That it started with, like, the social media subscribers and, like, oh, whoa, I'm making $1 million a year? Mm-hmm. And then people are like, whoa, you have the chance to make $1 million a year talking about whatever, right? And so then they're like, I'm going to cash in, and I don't care what I say. Right? And these are the sellouts.
Oh, yeah.
They're just going to say what they have to say, do what they have to do, buy the software they have to buy, and do the do, And that's essentially what you have to do, but the right way with the nutrition.
Yeah.
Right, with science.
Yeah, you actually do the work. And that's where, like, you got to be careful when you're going online to get a lot of these coaches. It's like, oh, get an individualized workout program. Well, if you open up any muscle and fitness or muscular development or men's fitness, women's fitness, Fitness Her, whatever that's out there, they actually have in there, like, customized workouts. But it's broken down into body types, or it's broken down into genders, or it's broken down into something. So they can say customized as long as they put a caveat in there. Yeah. So it's customized, and they're selling it to you. And the question really is, are they selling you something that's built for you? Because if you've got 1,000 clients, well, not 1,000, but if you've got 300 or 400 clients, how individualized is the attention? Because each program, if you were to build out a month-long program, it's going to take you somewhere around 30 minutes, depending on how good you are with building a month-long program, building the modifications if need be. Progressions, regressions.
Rest tempos.
Exactly. I think for most of my clients that I have that are like my coach clients or like virtual clients, it takes me about 30 minutes to build out the entire month and put any notations I need to in there because there's going to be questions. Yeah. So I have to think ahead of the question, otherwise I'm going to
Tony's been doing this for 17 plus years?
Yeah, 18.
18 years. So it takes me longer. It takes me like an hour and 15, an hour and a half sometimes.
Yeah. So if you go by that, like we use just an hour, 60 minutes per person. If you had 10 people, that's 600 minutes. So when you start thinking about, okay, that's 600 minutes, that's really 10 hours. Okay, that's 10 hours worth of work. Okay, so how do I have the time to find the perfect pose? How do I have time to prep all my meals? How do I have time to go to my real job because 10 clients aren't paying all my bills? So, okay, now I've got 20 clients. So now that's, this will pay my bills, so I probably don't need a real job. But that's still 20 hours worth of work.
Yeah.
And I got to do that once a week, except for the fact that any of us that have worked with a client know that client's one time that you're doing that doesn't end there because you've got emails and you've got responses you've got to get out and everything else.
Accountability, support,
and just there was a big thing with I don't know how much I guess we can say whatever. There was a guy who, I guess we'll keep it vague. A guy who was actually called out for this because he was having his assistant basically use templates and send them to people, and then his assistant was answering all the questions while he was going off doing photo shoots. So you're paying this guy $600 a month, and he wasn't answering anything from you. And his
he was
assistant,
the face.
He was the face.
The assistant was the
his assistant was just basically taking it. Oh, you're a beginner. Here's your beginner's workout. Oh, you've been with me for 3 months. Here's and they're just cycling.
Because again, these people aren't doing it they're not real.
Yeah.
So they're just like, how can I maximize my? It's just a business thing, It's the whole
Maximize profits.
Yeah, maximize profits. Absolutely. Crazy, crazy.
And it's one of those things where I was thinking about this because I guess 1% of the population, 2% of the population is like fitness oriented. I know it's something crazy. I don't know if that's the exact number.
Okay.
But when you think about that, if 1% of the population, even in like actual business, controls the flow of information, at what point is the information that you're getting valid or viable? And of that 1%, how many people are just out to turn and make a quick buck?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So you have people that'll take the time, and we don't have the social media presence, don't have this, don't have that. So their whole existence is actually helping people. And then you have other people where they're just like, okay, how do I make money? Yeah. And you look at their posts, and it's all about them, it's all about whatever. It's kind of like, well, you got to wonder, it's like, okay, all of this is about that person. There's really no time in a gym, there's no time with clients, there's no whatever. Like, and I know with mine, I put on my stories, like I put my clients on my stories and things like that. This way they're there, and you can see them, but they're not just all throughout, because it's mostly my daughter, and then if it's on the Nutrition Not Fiction one, it's just all nutrition stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like, and when you look at those other pages, what is it? I mean, it's
just my
bunch
apps,
of selfies,
their apps, yeah.
And some specific supplements and promotional products, and maybe some nice, pretty pictures with inspiring words. But like, we're not hating on your selfie game.
That's
you obviously got a great body and everything. That's great. We're hating on your actual application and being able to use it with people, because you're not doing it.
Yeah.
You're taking advantage of people for the quick buck.
And that's can I see your bottle?
Yeah.
So this is actually perfect. I wish I brought something in. It's like when you see some of these pictures, you'll see somebody labels perfectly turned out. Yeah, you can't see out there. Yeah. For labels perfectly turned out, and they're like pouring it into a glass. I mean, this looks awkward. I'm sure this looks awkward. This feels awkward. But like when you see something like that, at that point you know that either they're going for sponsorship or they've already got it.
Yeah.
That's why you can clearly see the label, and they're doing something like this. Or they're like, they just happen to be making a shake and all the ingredients are nicely lined up so the labels are out.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, when I post stuff like that, I literally post like, hey, like this is what I'm using because I want it to be there. But it's not one of those things where you see me on the squat rack, and then on the crossbar of the squat rack, here's a bottle of pills. Like, I didn't just take those and then go squat.
Yeah.
Like, nobody does that. Nobody brings a bottle of pills in and actually like takes pills while they work out.
Yeah.
They put it on in social media. It's like, oh yeah, I got to do that. No, you take your pills, and then there's usually on the label, it says 30 to 45 minutes before working out. Take that, you go work out.
Yeah.
You're not going to be hanging out for 35 to 45 minutes in a squat rack waiting for it to take effect.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just happen to leave it there.
It's skewed.
Oh, yeah.
Be skeptical. You have to be skeptical.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing for sure. One thing I guess we could say, what are some of the trusted sources you go to? Whether it's Instagram accounts or just websites. Or people, like just people that we.
So one of the things I do is like I'll get listed off. I go with Rhonda Patrick. She's a doctor. She's actually been researched in the field. Yeah. Ray Cronice, again, NASA scientist, who did a lot of studying on cold. When you look at these people, look for credentials. So this blows my mind. When you go into a doctor's office, you see credentials. And actually, can you send me your certs? I'll just put them right here. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, I'll send them to you.
And I'll do my thing with mine.
Sweet.
And I'll get Stefanie to do hers too.
Yeah.
But like you go in and you see this plaque on the wall. And I remember, when Katie went in for her surgery, like this doctor had like 15 like certifications. Then he had like the newspapers and Time magazine and everything else that he was in, the research articles, things like that went into it. Now, we're not going to tell you guys to do that much research. But if you are thinking about working with any trainer, there's a trainer code that they have, and it's on their certification. You can actually ask them for that code. It may take a second for them to find it. Like I have mine in my wallet for my NSCA cert. So I can actually put that number, I guess I can put that right there too.
Yeah.
And you can like find out what my certification is, how long I've been certified, and everything else. Like there's actually a thing, I don't think you have to pay for it, but you can actually go in and just type it in.
Sure. Yep.
And then from there, it's like, oh, this person's a trainer. This is when they're a trainer. This is when their certs expire. All my certs expire at the end of this year, so I got to update all those.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Good for you. Oh, at the end,
like at
3 weeks.
This month. Oh my God. Yeah, we're in December.
Jeez, man. That sucks.
Actually, I'm glad I have to edit this, so that'll be the reminder for me.
There you go. But yeah, like, this is your health.
Yeah.
And we charge a lot here at Lifetime for sure, but it's because we deliver.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's the science and there's the application, and we practice what we preach. You know, like it's crazy. So you're getting guaranteed results to a certain extent.
Well, and that's like when you look at these studies, like all studies are done in a clinical or a lab setting. When you come train here, you get a lab setting. Here's your metabolic testing. Here's your lab testing. Here's your blood work. Here's this. Here's that. You know, and when people see the sticker price, because if you think about what we could do with the same $600, we could do your blood work, we could do metabolic testing, we could do a nutrition plan and a workout program for $600. So all of that is literally geared 100% to you. Or I can get
real individualized science for you, because you're getting a test that's gauging your metabolics, your breathing rates.
Yep.
Not some assistant or not some wannabe trainer or some trainer who really is on Instagram who's just prescribing this one-size-fits-all approach.
Oh yeah.
Like,
and that's one thing you never have, because when you look at evaluation of a client from our standpoint, whether it's nutrition or whether it's training, we have certain criteria we want to hit. Are you hitting this metrics? And then how do we respond when you're not? Is it your fault you're not hitting it? How can we help you hit it? There's always that big catch, because I know with my
dynamics of the relationship.
It's never on you, it's on us. We are a team now. So if you came in and you're like, hey, I'm not doing this. Okay, why? Okay, well, this is why. Okay, so what steps can we take to make you more accountable? What steps can we take to get you there? So the coaching process is actually that. It's not like, okay, well, I'm not seeing results. Okay, well, let's cut your calories more. Okay, that's great. Like, I wish David was still in here, because, you know, we talked about him cutting weight for his competition, for the jiu-jitsu competition. And it's like, okay, well, what do I need to do? X, Y, and Z. How's that working for you? Literally, when I saw him earlier today, how's it working? I feel good so far. Awesome. We've got 48 hours left. I need to be, like, on top of that.
He's on pace, huh?
He said he's, like, 2 pounds off. I think it was 2 pounds.
Oh, man.
So,
good thing he's talking to you.
Yeah, and so that's why I asked about the coffee versus the green tea.
Dilate and just
So that's why he's going on the sauna right now. He should be good to go by the time we're done with this. He should be on mid-weight.
2 pounds?
Yeah. Because he's got 2 pounds to go by Saturday, tomorrow.
Yeah, like you said, today he'll be good to go.
So
if he needs a session in the morning.
Yeah, he's planning on it. He's supposed to.
Perfect.
And all the supplements are in line. But that's a big part of it, because a lot of it is not just, here, take X advice. It's okay, how's this advice affecting you? Because when you think about those check-ins, especially with a competition like that, or even if you're doing like a triathlon or marathon, you need that more than just that standard run coach where it's like, oh, here's your program. Yeah. Well, that program, like the Couch to 5K, like you hear a lot about this, and it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad program, but it's one of those things where it's a generalized program. You've never run before. Here's your program. Whereas let's design something for you to not just be a running program, but how can we strengthen your joints?
Dude,
so that you're not
so right. I'm working with 2 women that are running the half marathon, the Rock and Roll, here in San Antonio, and I mean, there's so much more than just giving you this run 10 miles today, run 8 miles today, and then you run 30 miles this week, 40 miles the next week, 45. You know, there's that. Definitely the opposite of the LSD approach, right? But it's not just that. We're working on corrective exercise, the pre-mobility, the post-mobility, the pre-nutrition, the during, the game plan action. Like, there's so much that goes into it that a Couch to 5K or some Instagram trainer is going to be like, here, follow this pig. Because it worked for them?
Yeah.
It's like, no. Because if you take those 2, they almost have the exact same name, right? But their programs are completely different. Right, their goals are 15 minutes apart.
Oh, yeah.
Right, their training programs, their lifestyles are completely different. Right, they weigh different. All that goes into effect.
Massive variables, and that's why, like, when you look at professional teams, like, you've got a trainer for that team, and this is one thing that's always blown my mind. You have professional athletes get paid millions of dollars. They have a trainer on staff that coaches them. And then people are met with I can just go get a workout out of here.
And they have other trainers outside of that. LeBron has 2 trainers that travel everywhere with him.
Yeah.
2 chefs that travel everywhere with him. or maybe not two at the same time, but like if one can't make it, like that's why he has four, so that way they can make it work. But I found this interesting. He puts 10% of his, I think it was what it came down to, of his salary, which it's LeBron, so it's tons of money, which comes out to 1 point something million on his health. I mean, he has sleep scientists, and so if you took 10% or you took a percentage and you put that towards your health and you put it towards supplements and heart rate monitors and training and nutritional coaching advice, like that's what you have to do. Like these athletes have trainers. Trainers have trainers. Like we ask each other for advice. Camming's asking you for advice. Like it's constantly.
And that's actually, so I worked with somebody, and she may be watching this, but she had told me that the only way to work with me she couldn't work with me because she had another trainer. And I was like, okay, so let me ask you this, like what, from a nutrition standpoint, what have I said to you about training? Nothing. So then why is your trainer worried about what I'm telling you about nutrition? Well, I can't work with you because that's what that trainer said. I was like, okay. I'm like, that makes sense to me. But is your trainer talking about nutrition? No. Am I talking about training? No. Then I need you to explain it. But it's that threat. Meanwhile, like we talked about here, we all ask everybody, if I have a sticking problem, if I can't figure out the answer, I'm going to somebody else. Because why not?
Yeah.
Like I'm not worried about it. I mean, how many other clients do you train from other people or do nutrition?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
On a weekly basis, I'm seeing, I see more people that train with other people than people who just train with me.
Oh yeah.
Because that's the way it is. And when it comes down to it, you're paying us for results. Right, you're paying the trainer, your nutrition coach, whoever it is, your registered dietitian. You're paying them for results, right? You're not paying them for them to give you just the program and then voila, their part's done. Yeah. Like no, it's the follow through process, and that's why we use each other. That's why we have the science, you know. And I was gonna bring this up earlier, but like when you were bringing up, look into the credentials, look into the, like just even sitting down and talking to them, like. Don't, just because it's the first trainer you meet with, don't assume that's the one you're going to train with. Yeah. You know, shop, like you shop for a car, you know, because it's your health. Yeah. You know, because when you shop 3 or 4 people, when you get 3 or 4 different opinions, you're probably going to get different answers for one, but you're going to find the one that makes sense, and you're going to know this one was bullshit because this guy is making sense, and there's logic, and there's science, and there's something behind it. Yeah. I'm sure you get the same thing, but how many times do we get where after someone gets done talking to us, they're like, well, they're like, that makes total sense. Why have we been told X, like how many different things, myths, so many myths, and they're just blown away. And then they're like, wow, I wish we would have met. We wish we would have met sooner. I wish I would have started working with you a year ago. Oh, yeah. You know, and that's because if you were skeptical, you could have. Yeah. You know?
And we get that, like, I mean, day in and day out. We get questions more from people who have outside trainers or other trainers. They don't understand their program. They don't understand why they're doing stuff. And they come to us and ask questions like, well, you're paying that person to answer your question. I can't tell you what their mindset is, but I can tell you that if it was me, this doesn't make sense to me. And that's where things get kind of tricky because it's like, oh, well, they don't know what they're talking about because this doesn't make sense to them. No, it doesn't make sense because, you know, you're not supposed to be doing 80,000 repetitions and then burpees and then, you know, a cartwheel in the middle of your workout.
And then eating 1,500 calories. Yeah. When you're working out like a madman.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I need you on the treadmill for 3 hours a day and eating 600 calories a day. It's like,
okay. So, yeah, it was like, again, you're paying a lot for your health. Yeah. So be very skeptical. Research your trainer. Ask, I mean, just... If you feel skeptical about them or if you feel like you're not being paid attention to, you're probably not. Yeah. Like gut feelings, intuition, like you're going to feel your worth and what you're paying for. You get what you're paying for too. That's true.
And then also don't make assumptions. Like I've had one person, actually I've had a lot of people tell me I'm not qualified to work with them. And I had one person recently, I'm not qualified because the clients that I have currently are not at the same weight level of the person that was telling me this. And one of my first clients, I'm going to reach out to him and see if I can get before and after pictures of him. He's having eye surgery today. Good luck, bud. We were together for a year. We dropped over 100 pounds together. And then after he moved, so we moved to Chicago. After that, we were like still doing virtual coaching and stuff like that for a long time. Actually, to the point where he flew me out to Chicago to try and get me a job out there with a gym.
Yeah.
And it just didn't work because like the pay structure was like it didn't even financially make sense.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, and they had another trainer lined up. I was like, by all means, like go. Like if that's what you feel is best for you, and that's the big thing. Like it doesn't upset me that happened, but it's one of those, if that's what you feel is the best investment, like as I said, I feel like it's my health, I need to do this, I need to make those steps. That's fine. Like it doesn't bother us. And that's the other thing you have to watch for.
We may know that it's not the best choice for you because we probably, I feel, and I know you're the same way, I feel like we're the best.
Yeah.
Like anybody who meets with us, like it's it.
It's,
like this is the end of the road for you. It's going to happen.
And and that's why like I don't get upset, I don't take it personal, and none of us do. It's one of those things you go out, it's like having kids. Like they go out, they do whatever they got to do, and they come back and like, well, that didn't work out.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had people come back and be like, yeah, the trainer I got, the cost was cheaper. But they were just yelling at me all the time. They were just telling me that I was,
or they were late all the
lazy.
time.
Yeah, late all the time. They would just cancel appointments all the time, whatever else. And it's like, well, there's a reason why. I got like 8 alarms set. I don't think I've overslept ever. No, it's actually not true. I've overslept like 3 times.
I feel so bad when that happens.
I do. Actually, funny story. I had one of my guys who I had moved down here 9 years ago now, and one of the guys, he would oversleep quite frequently for his appointment. But one morning I overslept. I woke up at like 6, and his appointment was at 6. And I'm like getting ready, and I'm flying in here, and I text him. I was like, "Hey, crap, I'm sorry. I'll be there like as fast as I can get there." I get a text message back from him at 7:30. I overslept too. I was like, yes!
Yeah.
I'm like, but that moment of panic, like I came in and he wasn't here, and I have a text message back from him. I'm like, oh, this is it. Like I'm getting fired. This is horrible. And then I get a text message. Yeah, no, I was still in bed.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm glad all that anxiety was there. Wore off.
Yeah.
All right, I'm here. Yeah. Sigh relief.
Crazy.
But yeah.
So summary, in a sense, today was social media game.
Yeah, social media.
I
What's
guess
actually
our
going
environment
on?
in the sense of what's influenced around us. Be very skeptical.
Yeah, definitely. Be skeptical of what you're doing.
Ask questions. I know that if someone like hires a financial advisor, you're not just gonna be like, "Oh, dude, you're a financial advisor? Sweet, here's my stuff." Like no, you're gonna ask questions. You're gonna be like, ask these specific things.
Interview the person. Like think about it. Like if you have someone who's watching your kids, you put them through an interview process.
Yeah.
You go to daycares and you check out like what's the facility, what's it look like. You look at the ratings, things like that. Like do those things. Ask those questions. Have you ever worked with somebody with my experience? Yes. And then it's okay to ask, like, is it possible to get like some data? Because most of us have data on our clients. We may not have the pictures, but we've got But we've got the measurements. We've got like body fats. We've got all sorts of stuff. I can actually load one of those snapshots in here too of like somebody's stuff. Yeah. But you can see, okay, this is the change. This is the percent change over time. How many weeks did it take to get there? And those things should be there. Like if there's no tracking data, so if you're not giving feedback to your trainer and they're not asking for it based on your program design, or they're not seeing you frequently enough. So like some of my clients, I don't give them, they don't give me feedback. This is like emails back and forth because I see them in here. How do you feel about this?
Yeah.
What was your body fat at? So I'll ask them and then I write it down. So this way I know. And I have clients that are like, I don't want to be put on a scale. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And that's fine. So I don't ask for those markers. How do you feel? How are your clothes fitting? How are your stress levels? How are things
stronger?
Like that? Exactly. So, if there's no feedback being asked for, you got to find out. Like the first question of every client session, what's your first question to your clients?
How you feel? How's the body treating you?
Yep. And sometimes you're not ready for that answer.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes you get an answer, you're like, this workout's not going to work. Audible.
Yeah. And then, you're going to have it. Like some days, I've told you before, like, I've had people come in, it's like, how you feeling today? I feel good. No, you don't. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then, you're like, yeah. All right. So instead of the workout, we're gonna go hang out. Like we're gonna get lunch. We're gonna just hang out by the pool. We're gonna chat about this because you need that more than anything else.
Yeah. Get some vitamin D.
Like we gotta de-stress you. Like now.
Maybe in the sauna.
Yeah. I've done that with my alpha class.
Yeah.
I took him to the sauna. Made him do a Pilates class one day.
Sweet.
I'm just in there just pouring out, and they're going.
That's
do
fun,
it.
dude.
Yeah.
That's
something different.
Man, that's awesome. Next week, I think we should address foods that fight inflammation.
Foods that fight inflammation, definitely.
Yeah, I think that's trending right now. What else? Oh, I know we talked about gut health already, right?
Yeah, we always go back over it.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think. What was gut health in the sense of foods? Maybe to try.
Yeah.
You know?
Foods can help. Go back over the prebiotics and probiotics and the benefits of those.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of what else we could do.
That's basically it. If we find something, we can add something else to it.
Yeah.
But
So basically,
definitely that stuff. I know that foods that fight inflammation, that's going to be a big one.
that's going to be huge.
So.
And, that'll help a ton, especially this time of year, because this is about to be inflammation city.
You got relatives coming in to visit. You got kids that are screaming.
Oh, yeah, we got stressed like crazy right now.
Yeah. Man. Holiday shopping. Lock your cars.
Get it done now, lock your cars, yeah.
Yep. Lock and Terra Mall is getting broken into a lot.
Yeah.
Or not into the mall, but the cars.
In the cars.
Yeah.
And that happens this time of year. Last year we actually had, and I've seen it a couple times so far, a cop stationed right outside. Because it's not that we're in a bad area, but people are just walking around, they're looking for stuff.
Yeah.
And we've had more than one instance.
People here at Lifetime.
Yeah.
Or not. Yeah, people here at Lifetime have gotten their stuff stolen in their cars.
Oh yeah, we had one of my clients.
Trainer got his truck stolen.
Yeah, it's actually
You remember that?
Brooks. Yeah, poor Brooks.
Brooks? Oh no, it happened to him too?
Yeah, who else had it?
I thought Reed got his truck stolen.
Reed, yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. Poor guys, man. Imagine that.
Yeah, just coming to work, you leave your car for 8 hours.
People just steal, man. We've been stolen from 3 times this year.
Yeah, you had what else did you have? You had the drone?
The drone,
You had everything
the stuff in California. Heather's phone just got...
Oh, that's right,
I mean, we got it back, thank
But-
gosh, but...
And this time of
Man.
year. Well, think about it. Big holiday survival tip. Keep your stuff locked up because you don't need more stress than that. But people are, I hate to put it this way, be skeptical on social media, but be skeptical of the people around you because I may not want Isaac's phone, but I know Isaac's phone is going to get me money for whatever I'm going to buy.
Absolutely.
So it's not about, that item. Like, I don't care about the camera. I don't care about the surface. I don't care about the phone. I know that's a dollar value attached to that.
Absolutely.
So always be prepared. Keep your stuff in your trunk. Don't leave it visible.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Basically, this has just become a giant public service announcement.
I know, jeez. I don't know what.
That's gonna be the title of it. Public service announcement.
PSA.
PSA. God, I used to do those.
What episode was this?
I think this was 14.
14. Next week's 15.
Next week's 15.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, what are we going to do for number 20?
I don't know. Well, number 20 will put us not at New Year's. It'll be after New Year's for 20.
Oh, so, okay. That would have been really cool.
Yeah.
But, so I think we should definitely do something cool for the New Year's one.
Yeah.
Or like that week.
Yeah, we got to do
Just cover
something.
some topics. And
Yeah, we got to do something for New Year's. So.
Sweet, brother.
All right.
All right, guys.
Thank you guys for watching. Go ahead, subscribe, like, share. Please share.
Ask questions.
Yeah.
Nutrition Not Fictions page. If you want to ask Stefanie or any one of us individually, you can as well.
The Instagrams are all there when we first start the video, so if you need to, just go back. And then the YouTube links for Stefanie and Isaac are also in the description, because I figure that way you have it there. And then when Isaac starts loading his podcast on there, it'll be there too.
Definitely.
So, all right,
Thanks,
guys. Thank you. Thanks for checking us out. If you like this, go ahead, like it, share it, subscribe. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram.